Good morning, everybody. Hope you can hear us. Please give us some thumbs up just to see that we can see that you're hearing us loud and clear this morning. Thank you so much. So we welcome you to the Palintest Knowledge Session this morning. Thank you for joining us from all around the globe. My name is Melanie Randall. I'm the Global Sales Director here at Palintest, and myself and Sharia will be going through our sectors and products today. So Sharia is our Head of Product Management, and he will be taking over just when I've finished our introductions. So if you do have any questions and answers as we go through the session, please put them in the chat and we'll look at them at the end of the session. But we hope you'll find it informative, and please reach out if there's any questions as we go along. So our agenda for today is we're going to look at the key markets that Palintest products serve around the world. We're also going to update you on our new products that are in the market, as well as our products that have been around for a while, so everyone can get a refresh of the products we have. We're going to introduce you to some up-and-coming products, so some new products that will be brought to the market in the coming months. We're also going to introduce you to some exciting case studies of how our products can be used. And then at the end, as we say, pop your questions in our chat, and then we'll answer any questions at the end. So I will start and give you a brief introduction of Palintest, just so you know where we've come from. So we are an organisation that's over 150 years old. We started in 1875 as a company called Wilkinson and Simpson. And the company has started as a pharmacy and developed drugs moving forwards. In 1983, the Helmer organisation, who is still our owner of the company, took over of the Wilkinson and Simpson brand. And in 1989, we reassigned our name into Palintest. So just to give you the background of why we became Palintest, is that one of our very intelligent chemists called Dr. Palin in 1950 started to look at how we could analyse and understand what chlorine was available in the water and how we could measure it. He developed the DPD method, and as you all probably know now, that is our global standard of measuring chlorine in water. So to celebrate the achievement of Dr. Palin, we became Palintest in 1989. And that's how come you know us now, and that's how come you know our branding of Palintest. So we celebrate Dr. Palin on a daily basis for his DPD, and obviously that's one of the core products that we have available for you. So in 1992, we expanded our footprint from the northeast of the UK, and we opened a hub in Australia, quickly followed by a hub in the US. The hubs are still expanding at the moment, and we have direct commercial functions in them countries. So if you do need any support in them areas, we can reach out to our colleagues and introduce you. In 2011, we acquired Wagtec technology, and this was enabled to expand our product range in the humanitarian side of our business. And we'll come on to explain that a little later in our presentation. Products that you know or will be introduced to today. In 2019, we introduced our Chemio portfolio, and this is a patented technology using electrochemistry to analyse your water to enable us to do turbid samples, which our photometry range isn't able to do. We then refreshed our photometry range in 2021 and introduced our Lumiso range for both pools and the expert range. And then recently this year, we've introduced our turbidity expert product, which again aligns with our technologies and gives us that crisp brand look that we have at the moment, and the very nice interactive screens, which is app based. So it looks like all the apps we're used to using on our mobile phones. So as we move into our segments, we are very strong in 4 segments around the world. So we have our drinking water and wastewater segments, which is used by our utility companies around the globe to enable us to be compliant and obviously protect the drinking water that we all get out of our taps. We look at the commercial recreational water, and we provide the products and reagents to enable all our swimming pools to be looked after to the standard that is needed. We then are very strong in our industrial water sector, and this enables us to provide analytics for the effluent water, obviously the water going in and out of the industrial plants, but also in the processes that may be used in things like post-harvest washing. We have the systems that enable us to ensure that the products are effective for consumption. And then the humanitarian side of things, we have products that are available that can be sent out to humanitarian relief and support the work they're doing. So let me tell you a bit more about drinking water and wastewater. So we have products that enable us to work with treatment works, distribution networks, and also the sampling team. So we have products that enable our utility companies to have a fleet of products that do a number of different areas that they're responsible for. So in the treatment works, we have testing that is streamlined and delivers consistent results. We also have the ability to bring their results into a cloud, so anybody that's overseeing a number of plants can see a number of results in one place, so they can understand if they need to swiftly act on any results or if everything's running fine. We also have our portable devices, and these are very rugged and withstand being in the field. So we have a number of people who go out and do on-site testing that have all our products within their van and are able to do the suite of testing as and when they need to. And then right through to the consumer, we have the sampling teams that enable them to take the water, test the water at the point of source, and also enable that is safe for everybody to drink. Again, our full fleet of products are available to fit the different areas that we're talking about. We then move on to recreational water, and this is where you'll know our DPD test from most strongly. And what we do is we enable the products that we have and the connectivity that we have in the cloud to enable leisure centres, hotel chains and parks, and even the service technicians that are going around ensuring the pools are up to standards to use a system that is scalable and use a system that is very interactive, especially as we know in leisure centres and holiday parks, they may have seasonal staff and they need to be able to use our products very intuitively to ensure that the water is clean and safe for the people using the water. We then move on to industrial water. And this is a segment where we are, slide is following. We have very strong ties in the enablement of auditing the results. So food and beverage, we're enabling to test during their SOP and during their washing of their products and enable them to understand if that product is ready to be released, because the results are immediate on our analyzers, sorry. We also then have processed water. So that enables us to support the quality of testing around manufacturing, things like pulp and paper, power generation, semiconductors, and again, the instant results and the ability to upload into our cloud gives both the operator and the people responsible for the plant instant access to our results. And then we look at things like secondary disinfectant, so things like hospitals and healthcare facilities, enabling us to make sure that they are within the range that they need to be to make sure everybody is healthy and within range, and we're not going to be putting people at risk. And then finally, our humanitarian side of things. We work with people like UNICEF and Oxfam, and we provide them with portable kits that can be transported right into the disaster sites. So we have the kits available. They go in to the disaster areas and they can set up water sources, but also on the side of setting up the water sources, they can ensure that that is high quality water sources. So the people that they are delivering the water to are getting high quality water, as opposed to water that may be infected or have bacteria in. We provide that quality and reassurance to the people in these areas. So that is a quick whistle-stop tour of where we are and where we've come from and the sectors we work in. I'll now hand over to Sharia, our head of product management, and he'll run through the products with you.
Thank you, Mel, and good morning all. I will be covering our product offer. We will be discussing how these products help our users to test water quality. And then we'll come to some specific case studies which bring these use cases to life. So on the screen, you are able to see the different product categories we offer as Palintest. Among these various product offerings, the common principle that underlies that is that these products are portable, which means you can carry them in field, you can carry them in the back of a van, you can place them on a table or a bench in an industrial facility or even a swimming pool and carry out the testing of water. All the instruments have been designed to make water testing as simple as possible, which means an operator who is carrying out many different tasks in a day, they can simply perform a test, get immediate results, and take an informed decision on them.
Sharia, just before we move forward, we've got a question.
Absolutely. Please feel free to drop in your questions on the chat function, and we'll pick your questions as we go. So as I walk you through the different product categories, we have photometers, which measure the light. So we add reagent to the water sample, and the reagent will produce a color change, which is measured by the photometers. These photometers are really popular across municipal, industrial applications, and recreational facilities. We then move on to the turbidity meters. We launched the turbidity expert earlier in this year, and we have had amazing success in the first 6 months of its launch. The turbidity meters are used to test the cloudiness of water sample and it's measured through light scattering. So you pass a light through the water sample, it's measured at 90 degrees, and the scatter tells you the turbidity or the cloudiness of water sample. This principle is called nephelometry. Then we move on to the electrochemical instruments. Within this, we have the Chemio platform, which employs the sensor technology. So Chemio measures the small changes in current or voltage to determine the concentration of the analyte you're measuring. And with this, we are able to make the traditional test on the photometry much simpler, safer, or faster. Moving on to the portable lab kits, which are the Vactech product range. As Mel was discussing, some of our humanitarian organizations, the non-governmental organizations, they use it in the developing regions of Asia and Africa to check the water quality, especially the coliforms are tested using the membrane filtration method. The next product category that we have is not a hardware, it's actually a software Palintest Connect. So the instruments that we covered, they give you a digital reading, they give you a number, and that reading can be transferred over to the cloud, which means you are able to monitor the trends over time. You are able to share that data amongst your organization to make an informed decision. And finally, we have visual kits, because in some applications, you would want an approximate reading. So they also employ the color change. However, here you are comparing the color against a chart visually. So depending on your various needs, we provide a range of offering. We will dive into each of these product offers, what how it helps the users and what makes them different, how they're used in the various applications. Before I move on, Mel, if there was the question, could you please pick up?
Yeah, we don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, thank you. So we covered the product offer. Here are a few examples where they are used. As Mel was sharing us the different applications of Palintest or the markets, these are a few use cases of our customers actually performing the testing. And here you can see that these products are being used in the field. The portability of these kits means that they can be carried around in the back of a van. They can be used on a bench. So I will use one example, like on the far right, you see our team performing testing in Bangladesh in a school. So that's a school bench, and Bangladesh has a problem of arsenic in the region. The current methods are complicated and hazardous. With Cameo technology, we simplified the test and made it 80% faster. So now the teams in Bangladesh, they are able to map the water quality much more quickly and cover many sites in a single day. And we are proud of the fact that these products all around the world, they're helping the communities to achieve safe water quality. So now we will walk through a bit on each of the product line. What are the benefits of using these products and how they fit in with various user needs. I'll start with the Cameo technology. So Cameo technology has a special niche. Like, you have photometric tests out there in the market, but where Cameo differentiates itself is it makes the test even more safer, simpler, or reliable. We are really selective with how many tests we provide on Cameo, but all of these tests actually are a mile apart than all the other tests in the market. So to give you an example, the chlorine dioxide test, it takes 2 hours to measure chloride and chlorine dioxide with the titration method. With Cameo, we have been able to make it a 5-minute test or even less, which allows the users to come up to a quicker decision. And with the heavy metals, it's similar, wherein instead of sending it to a lab, you can test it at the site itself. And we are always looking for opportunities like this to add parameters on Cameo where there is a current market pain point or a challenge in measuring that water parameter. And we then bring it on Cameo to solve that challenge. One of the key USP of the Cameo technology is that the results are not impacted by color or turbidity in the water. So even if the water sample is dirty, then also you are able to get reliable readings because it uses current, not light, to measure the water quality. And we have a few use cases in the water companies in the UK wherein they are testing for water that is dirty. And likewise, in the food and beverage environment, like the salad washing or the poultry processing, again, we see the water samples are dirty, and you are testing the disinfectant in those applications wherein Cameo is used widely. We are always looking for new opportunities to add parameters. So if you have got a particular parameter in your mind or something which is currently a challenge to measure, feel free to drop in the names of what you would like to see on Cameo next. And we would love to hear your thoughts. Please use the chat function to share any parameter you would like to see on Cameo. I'm also really glad to share that we have some upcoming sensors coming on the Cameo platform later end of the year. And this is an introduction to those. So these will be 2 new parameters on the Cameo platform, that is monochloramine and ammonia. We saw some challenges in the current testing methodology, and we wanted to improve those. Hence, we brought it on the Cameo platform. We have been busy for last a year to get these products developed, and now we are at a stage where we are trialing them out. So here you can see some examples of our customers trialing them out in the real world application. So we visited a couple of municipal sites and healthcare facilities to check for monochloramine and ammonia. Where Cameo has advantage is that it makes the test shorter by 50%. It has less number of steps and is not temperature or pH dependent, which means you can get reliable readings even when the water sample could be dirty, the temperatures could be higher. And the ease of use and the on-screen instructions means that the operators who are visiting many sites and they have got many different tasks, they can juggle through it efficiently using the Cameo technology. And we will touch upon the GPS hotspotting because that's a new feature that is also coming on our products using Palintest Connect. So we'll come back onto it, but that will be useful in the context of field monitoring, where you are checking the levels of parameters across different sites. Again, we are engaging in trials, so I would like if you have particular need of monochloramine or ammonia, these two parameters in your region or the markets you work in, please reach out to us, and we would be happy to provide you some trial sensors, engage in that, and get you ready for the upcoming launch. For users who already have got a Cameo, this will be just a firmware upgrade, wherein with the new firmware, they will be able to add these two new parameters to their current Cameo. So now we move on to our photometric platform, which is the Lumiso Expert. It is a photometer which covers the 70 plus parameters. So which is a very well established technology. Using photometry, we are able to cover multiple testing needs across various applications. Where we have focused on to differentiate ourselves to make the water testing even simpler is the ease of use. Like you see the on-screen instruction on the screen itself, which means your users are able to consistently follow the process of water testing. Each of the water test has its nuances of how much time it takes to perform the test or the different reagents you need to add. But you don't have to worry about remembering all of that because it's all stored in your instrument. This has been designed to work in the field and in the lab alike. You have the IP67 IK08 rating. It's impact-proof, drop-proof, robust design, which means it can be used in a versatile set of application. And finally, we have the data management side of it. So you can add users and labels, you can track the water quality, and you can share the data on Palintest Connect to manage the trends over time. And that means you can make informed decisions no matter where you are. Moving on to the second product line in the Lumiso category itself is the Lumiso handhelds. So the optics of the Lumiso Expert and Lumiso handheld is exactly same. You're using the photometric principle. You're using the same reagents. The key difference being that they are single parameter. For some of our customers, they are looking for a particular single parameter, and we have specifically designed it to cover their testing needs. Key being the lumisochlorine, very popular amongst the drinking water sites, and they are carried around in your pocket itself to map the water quality across various sites. And lumisoammonia as well on the wastewater side, where you're looking at effluents or your wastewater ammonia levels. And we have other offerings in the range itself, so you can see the different tests it can perform and the ranges of the various parameters it measures. Using both tablet and liquid reagents. If you feel like there are parameters you would like to see on the Lumiso platform, please drop in your thoughts on the chat function, and we would love to hear your thoughts.
We have had a question, Sharia.
Yes.
In our portable kits, do we have a means of measuring chloroforms?
Coliforms, no, and the reason is we measure coliforms using membrane filtration technology, so that is part of the Vactor kit. So the science behind measuring the water parameters, we are measuring chemical test, but the microbiological test like coliforms, they are tested using Vactor.
Thank you for that. Hopefully that answers your question.
Now moving on to the Lumiso Pool Test Expert, these fleet of instruments have been specially designed for our recreational water application. So they use the similar principle of water measurement as our Lumiso Expert, but here it's specifically to cover the parameters that are testing in swimming pools or leisure centers. We know that in these applications, the turnover of the lifeguards or the users who are testing is high. They are juggling many tasks in a day, and the on-screen instructions is really a valuable tool to ensure that the water testing is happening in the right way, and you can trace your levels of water quality using the data management. Another point to note is all of the Lumiso photometers, they come with NDS check standard which lasts 5 years, which ensures the durability. So it doesn't really matter whether you are industrial settings or recreational settings, you can use the check standards for a long time period. Likewise, we have pool test handheld instruments as well. So when we were covering the handheld range of the Lumiso industrial range, there were four variants. Here, the two of the main ones are Pool Test 3, which cover the three different parameters as you can see on the screen. And then Lumiso Pool Test 6, which covers 6 different parameters. All of these products, they transfer the data to Palintest Connect. And I'm also glad to share that soon you will hear some good news on another addition to the range. And we shall be sharing that news out soon, but it will be an instrument that will test even more parameters than the current Pool Test 6. So please stay tuned to our channels, and we will keep you posted. Now that covers all of the Lumiso platform, the photometric range. Now we move on to the turbidity expert. This is the brand new addition to our portfolio, which simplifies the turbidity testing or how we measure the cloudiness in the water sample. It's a regulated parameter in the drinking water and wastewater sides. And we have already started to see lots of water companies adopting it. There are other applications as well, which is use measuring turbidity, and many of the different industrial applications, they employ this to get a digital reading. Some of the innovations where we have learned from the being in the market of turbidity testing is that the calibration can be complex, so it has made it much more intuitive, much more simple. And on the durability side, because they are used in the harshest environment possible, and we know after a while the instrument requires maintenance. So we have come up with a modular optics, which means you can take it out in the field and replace it yourself to ensure there's uninterrupted testing in the field. It also comes with a one NTU check standard, which means even at the bottom range, especially for the drinking water sides, you can ensure that level of performance and accuracy. If you are interested in exploring the turbidity expert or wanting to try it out, feel free to reach out to our sales team, details of which I'll share in the end. And also feel free to drop your names in the chat. So up to here, we covered our core product lines, but there's something else which we are working on behind the scenes. And I wanted to give you a teaser of what's happening. So soon we will have some new features coming on Palintest Connect, and the way our instruments share the data and connect and give you an analysis of how the water quality has been. We know the water testing is done in compliant environments to monitor crucial processes. And it's really important that once you have the data, it's correct, it's in a format where you can actually comprehend what's going on with your process. So we are working on simplifying the data management side of it. One of the things specifically, we are working on the GPS functionality. So I was in Cambridge last week, and this is an example from there where we were showing it to a customer. And we did a water test in front of them, click the picture of where we did the water test, and the GPS coordinates went straight to the Connect as soon as I used my phone app. So within a minute, the results were live on the cloud, and you can then go on the dashboard and you can see the readings here, as you can see the results of the water test. But you can also see where the testing was done, the latitude and longitude, and then you can see the sample location. So this creates a level of traceability that the water test actually happened at the right place, at the right location, and within the pass-fail limits. So we really look forward to bringing this feature to the market. We are actively looking for trials. If you are interested, I would again appreciate if you could uh, share your details to our team, and we'll reach out to you to engage with trials. I will now move to something which we offer outside of our product offering. So our job doesn't stop at the product itself. We, outside of our product offer, we ensure that the continuity of testing continues, which means once you have got the instrument, you can ensure that the longevity of the instrument is there through a regular maintenance or servicing of it. Within the servicing, there is a Palintest calibration that also happens, which allows your instrument to last longer and stay compliant for your testing needs. So our users can reach out to us. We are also developing Palintest service centers across the globes. And we are looking for our partners, our distribution partners as well, to train them up to build the capability to service the instruments locally. We believe that this will be a crucial step in advancing in water quality and ensuring our customers across the globe stay compliant. And finally, I want to talk about our consumable offerings. So with each of the instrument platform, you have a reagent or a consumable. So for Lumiso platform, you have the liquid or the tablet reagents. And likewise for Cameo, you have the sensors. All of these consumables are pre-calibrated, which means as the end users perform a test, they can start the test, finish, and they don't need to calibrate it because the test has been calibrated, the consumable. However, what this ensures for you is that you can continuously test over time. And for our partners, this is a proposition because as there are more instruments out in the field, they are able to see the demand of the consumables and continue to serve their end user needs in their respective markets. So we are actively looking to develop those partnerships where we can help you in developing those relationships and building that regular back and forth with your end users to ensure the testing frequency and the testing is happening and you are able to serve them with the consumables. So as you can see on the chart on the right, the blue is the instruments fleet, which as you see, even if you are in the market serving the same set of instrument base, you see the need of the consumable or the demand of consumables start to grow because the amount of fleet in your region has developed. So again, this is one of the benefits of partnering with Palintest, that we want to develop that long-term relationship and ensure that we grow together. All right, so that was an overall summary of our product offer. So we covered our instruments, we covered our software management platform, we touched upon the service offer and the consumables aspect of it. Now, finally, we move on to the case studies to bring some examples to life, and then we'll stop for question and answers. So we'll start with one of the examples of city of Abilene using our Cameo technology. Abilene is a city in Texas with about 130,000 residents, and the water supply is managed by this municipality. And they are producing 20 million gallons of water every day. And they remain in compliance because of the Cameo technology. I visited them about 2 years ago. And as soon as I walked into the site, I saw this Cameo and I was asking, like, okay, so you were doing a chlorine dioxide test. Uh, what were you doing it? Like, how were you doing it before you knew about Cameo? And they showed me a really old piece of titration kit they were using, and they were spending 2 hours performing a test, and they have to perform the test 3 times a day. So they were spending 6 hours because they have to do it to meet the TCEQ, the Texas Environmental Agency, and the EPA requirements for regulatory purposes, and to make sure that the water is safe. And with Cameo, they were able to cut down that time to 5 minutes per test. And for them, that was a massive time saver because they can be more proactive with their decision making. So if you have needs of testing chlorine dioxide or chloride in your application, Cameo is a really valuable tool which can give you reliable results and objective readings. Another case study we are really proud to share is with Northumbrian Water, a water company in the northeast of England, and they have got various sites that provide water to 2 million residents across the northeast of England. They, they use our instruments, and we are really proud of that because it ensures the water quality to all the residents. Various different parameters are tested to ensure they are within the compliance. Whatever water is leaving the plants is safe to consume. They really love the fact that the instruments were user friendly and portable. The reliability means that they did not have to escalate every time there was an issue. So the level of escalations went down a lot, and the support they saw from our team was really appreciated. So again, we are really glad for this partnership, and we thank Northumbrian Water for being such a close partner as well. And finally, the third example today I have to share is our partnership with Chemartis, one of the distributors in Italy. And they have been a long-serving partner of Palintest. They provide pools with various supplies, and they also provide the instrumentation to check water quality, and they use Palintest equipment to equip the swimming pools they serve with Palintest products, again to ensure the water quality within the recreational sites. So all of these examples, it actually brings our purpose to life, because when we see across the globe in various different applications, water being tested and the quality of water being ensured, we take the pride in that fact and like delivering our purpose. We are actively looking to develop these, and if you have got a specific use case at your site of how you are testing water, where you are testing water, we would love to hear your thoughts. Please reach out to us, and really appreciate it. I will conclude by highlighting some of the key contacts that will be able to support you with your questions even after this webinar. Feel free to contact them at any time, and if any questions you have, whether you already are a Palintest customer and you work with us, or even if you are new and exploring what solutions we offer, we are always happy to help and support our customer needs. So we have Greg Weaver, who looks after the UK South, and Lawrence looks after the UK North, and Andrew, who would look after the European territories. So depending on which region you are, please feel free to reach out to us. We also have branches in Americas and Australias, which cover the other parts of the globe. So feel free to drop us a message. We have our email addresses here on this slide as well, and we will share you further more contacts after this webinar, so that you can ask any questions as per your needs. I'll stop it right there. Thank you for your time. I would love to hear any question and answers that we can do right now. Any questions you have, and we'll stop it there.
Anybody want to put any questions in our chat so we can answer them for you live? We don't have anything coming through, but if anybody thinks of a question afterwards, you've got our contact details. My email address is on the screen. Please feel free to reach out. And following the meeting, we will send you a copy of the slides with also our business development manager contact details included. We appreciate your feedback and thank you very much for attending. We look forward to seeing you on our next call if there's no further questions. Thank you everyone for today. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.